Welcome back to Java Space. In this video, we are going to talk about extension. And remember, we are still in the series on Spring testing. So extensions, as I said, they are a way to integrate your Spring test context to JUnit. So with JUnit 4, the way we handle or we deal with extension, we use an annotation at run with, and this annotation you can give it Spring JUnit 4 class runner, and this is now known as SpringRunner. So what this will do is it will load Spring test context for you, and it will catch that context, that application context built for test across all your test methods in that particular class. So the way you do it, you have a test that you create, of course, is a class. Then on top of that class, you give an annotation at run with, then Spring JUnit for class runner.class, or you can put at run with SpringRunner.class. So this is the latest one that is recommended if you are still on JUnit 4. Use this one and do not use the older one. As you can see on the slide here, this is what we have here. And then also, once you have indicated this as SpringRunner, you will also have to tell Spring how you want it to build your application context. And then for you to do that, you will use at context configuration to tell the runner class where the bin definitions come from. And then, as I mentioned in the previous video, they can come from an XML file, or they can come from a Java class file. So using at context configuration without any attributes at all, Spring will search for a file named testClassName / context.xml. In the same location the test class is, and load the bin definitions from there if it is found. So not only this annotation can be used with XML configuration files, but it is specific to JUnit 4. So as far as JUnit 4 is concerned, this is how you will typically set up your class for test. But with JUnit 5, things have changed. So the way you do some extension, you will use, instead of using at run with, you will use an annotation at extend with. And this annotation extend with, you will give it SpringExtension, which is now the class that you need to use. You will say SpringExtension.class. So the SpringExtension class, as I've mentioned, it integrates the Spring test context into the JUnit 5's Jupyter programming models. And it runs the test, it creates the application context, and also this application context is cached so that you don't have to create an application context for each test method you have in the class. So why was this one created in JUnit 5? The problem with the runners is that you could not run multiple runners at the same time with JUnit 4. With the extensions in JUnit 5, you can now run the multiple extensions at the same time. So you use at run with instead of you use at extend with instead of at run with. And this is how you will basically specify the at extend with. So guys, thank you so much for taking your time to watch this video. We'll see you in the next video.